Good afternoon, 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite fans. Thanks for tuning in and coming to you from New Jersey, just across the Pennsylvania-Jersey border, for game number one of a three-game set between PHC and your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. The music is blaring, the teams are on the ice as we have a 5-minute countdown. We were notified that we were going to start this game earlier, just upon our arrival here to the Hollydell Ice Arena. And we also have an adjusted game time for game number 2 and game number 3 scheduled for tomorrow morning. But puck drop was moved up to 12:20, but it looks like we'll be closer to 12:30 by the time we get going here. And if I was predicting, I think we're going to be a little bit behind schedule for that 4:40 start for game number 2. It'll probably be closer to that originally scheduled time of 5:30. But thanks for tuning in on Pens Elite TV as the boys taking warm-ups right now to the left side of your screen. And we'll be back with puck drop in about 3 minutes. All right, welcome back to Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Hockey. The 2015 boys are here in Sewell, New Jersey to take on the Philadelphia Hockey Club. And starting between the pipes will be number 33, Luka Thompson up front. Riker Ferguson, Bingham Green, Nico Stark, and on the backside, Grant Loy. And welcome back to the lineup, number 37, Ambrose Papuano. It is Papuano, has it on his backhand, dumps it in deep. And Riker Ferguson, as 77 runs a little interference on him. He bumps it up to his teammate. It's the top of the circle right now, picked up by number 15. Roach tries to throw it behind the body of Grant Loy. Loy intercepts that pass on his backhand, bumps it up to Bingham Green, right back into the PHC zone. We got some faded lines here from the Hollydell Ice Arena, so it's hard to see that blue line, center red, and, well, to be honest, any line that's on the ice right now. Even the face-off dots are faded here under the ice surface from the Hollydell Ice Arena. But it's 77, takes it out, tries to throw it beyond the reach of Wilson, and does, bumps it up to 88. 88 tries to work it around Gaworski, still has it, man was offsides, it was 86. And we have our first stoppage of play, 53 seconds in, 14:07 on the first period clock. And Wilson is on for the draw, flanked by Gaworski and number 4, Mason Fritchie. Backside, Brady Fritchie and 77, C.J. Nenavisa. Mason Fritchie bumps it behind Maurer, or 22 goes back. They go far side on the half wall, on the backhand right in front of the PHC bench. Gaworski tries to push it down lower. Now comes again to the half wall where 94 picks it up. He'll retreat behind the starting netminder, 76, Ellie Shaw. Brady Fritchie picks it up, but he's knocked off the puck momentarily by 27. Brady gets that back. Stops up on the far side. Brady Fritchie still controls, bumps it to Wilson. Wilson tried to hit Borman, was coming out in the slot. It does come to Borman off the stick of Fritchie. Now it's sitting at the top of the zone. We're 20. Backhands it out of danger to center red, to 22. Fresh off the bench, Riker Ferguson sees that puck roll off of his stick back to Nenavisa. Nenavisa to Fritchie. Fritchie up to number 11, Colt Davis. It's put into space where C.J. Nenavisa gets on his horse to catch up to this puck with 13:07 to go in the first period. He dumps it deep. He goes for a change. As Colt Davis now on the forecheck. Far side, Riker Ferguson. See a one-touch pass go to 22. Now it's thrown wide where Ambrose Papuano collapsed it on 20. On the back check, Riker Ferguson goes over to Welch. Welch tries to throw it right back to Ambrose Papuano. And Papuano plays catch with Welch now. Welch throws it through to Colt Davis. Davis comes in, 1-on-2, snaps in a shot. Right pad save. Juicy rebound pops out. Easton Borman in his office behind the net. Tries to throw it out in front. Picked off by Connor Wilson. Wilson just off the top of the blocker. Deflects high where Roach will try Loy now. Bumps it behind him. Loy runs a little bit of interference on him. Roach falls down. Where Loy sees his pass get picked off behind the cage. Wilson now comes back to clean up the puck here. Davis clamped down on by 77. Winton thrown behind the net where Welch has to go far side where he's going to go to Borman. Borman to Wilson. Wilson to Davis. Davis fans on the clearing attempt. It's picked up by Winton, and that's dumped right back in to the Penguin zone. Loy picks up that puck right in front of the starting netminder, 33, Luka Thompson. Gets it out to Stark. Stark, one-touch pass, comes to the stick blade of Davis. He's going to push the play here and stay on. As Davis pushed down to the wall by 94, Nico Stark picks up the puck behind the cage. He circles back. Wilson's bumped into by 94. Comes out to 86. Tries to hit number 20 with a pass, but C.J. Nenavisa gets to the puck first. As Bingham Green has a step. As he's bumped into at the blue line, creating an offsides call. As we have another whistle with 11:19 to go here from the Hollydell Ice Arena. Pens versus PHC, game 1 of 3 on the road trip. And Riker Ferguson pushes this puck forward to Bingham Green. Green on his backhand takes a couple of whacks by 86. Nenavisa controls on the backhand. Brady Fritchie. Fritchie right up to Bingham Green. Brady Fritchie strongly follows on this puck as he tries a finesse move around 7. Fazio. Fazio bumps into Fritchie now. Knocks him to the ice. As Bingham Green covers the defensive point on the left side as Ambrose Papuano curls against the wall. As he's held up by 86 now. But Riker Ferguson tries to turn on the Jets and go around Maurer as he's knocked to the ice and collapses into the end wall. As the pass comes all the way down the ice, could be a 2-on-1. Welch is back against 20. As Welch shuts that down. Good defensive play by 14. 14 up off the wall. Welch to Fritchie. As Mason Fritchie comes in, delay move. Couple of PHC guys goes down. Mason Fritchie gets right back up. Centering pass is knocked off by 77. He had Gaworski in front, trying to get him the puck. Now he switches with Gaworski. Gaworski tries to go right back to Fritchie, but that deflects to the near wall. Now behind the cage, Connor Wilson on his horse. He's angled in the wall by 17. Nunez. Mason Fritchie takes a body. Now it goes high to Welch. Welch is going to get this through, but it comes back all the way into the PHC zone after that offensive zone turnover. Wilson behind the cage. Sees Welch. Welch to Wilson. Wilson back to Loya. Gaworski dumps it in deep. Off the left pad of Shaw. 94. Leaves it for Winton. Tries an outlet to 86. He falls down as he tried to exit the zone. That was Carr. Fritchie off the backhand of number 93, Riker Ferguson. As this may be a break. Almost a 3-on-1. Good stick by Grant Loy to break that up. Now it's a rush the other way. 3-on-2. Well, it's Fritchie. Snaps it just off the outside of the cage. It comes out the other side. Centering pass now for Roach. He comes in 1-on-4. He's got a trailer and Carr, and the man he hits, Pacelli. It does come through. Good right pad save on Carr from Luca Thompson. Brady Fritchie now leads the rush. Tries a curl move around Maurer. 27 knocked off. Back to CJ Nenevise at his own blue line. The hard to see blue line here from the Hollydell Ice Arena. Easton Bourne works around the man, tries to work around a second man, and Penn's going to go to the power play as 27 gets his stick into the skates of Easton Borman. And a power play is coming up with 8:26 to go in the first period. The Pens will change up some of the personnel grouping, and we will have this face-off on the right side of your screen, on the left side of netminder Shaw. And it's Connor Wilson on for the draw. Gets the troop set up. Wins it to Stark. Stark to Green. Green, one touch back to Loya. Bingham Green's going to walk in, shoots it off the shin pads of 17. Now it's Connor Wilson. He hits the deck as he's bumped into my 22. Green digs this puck out. Gets it to Wilson. Wilson up the wall. Is bumped right back down to Bingham Green. Green, centering pass. Hits the stick of Stark. As it's thrown all the way down the ice, Loya in a foot race now with 22. 22 curls are on him, loses one thing, and that's the puck. As there's 55 to go on the Pens power play. Connor Wilson looking to get it set up here as he's coming in 1-on-4. Goes all the way around the world, tries a wrap move. That's shut down by PHC. Wilson back to his feet. Calling for this puck is Gaworski. Comes all the way through to Loya. It was a bouncing puck, comes back to center red with 36 to go on the Pens power play. Fritchie is bumped into, stays on his skates, pushes it forward to himself. Now collapsed on by 17. Riker Ferguson walks out. Gaworski calling for this puck, tries to wrap it. That's also shut down as it's put off the stick of Brady Fritchie. Welch back for this puck, 16 to go on the power play. Welch throws it up to Gaworski, who's calling for that puck at the blue line, able to get it in deep. Riker Ferguson follows on. As we're back to 5-on-5 action, Super Mario Brothers 1-up sounds. Plays from the loudspeakers here. 6:48 to go in the first period. 5-on-5 play resumes as Brady Fritchie. Centering pass to Welch. Welch sees that roll off his stick. As Wilson now tries to gun for that puck. Goes off of a couple sticks. Connor Wilson. He's got a step here. He's coming on 1-on-2. He's got speed working for him. Connor Wilson delays, snaps it. He shoots and scores. Connor Wilson gets the first goal over the glove side of netminder Shaw. Connor Wilson makes it a 1-0 game. Pittsburgh Penguins get the lead here at the midpoint of the first period. 6:21 to go. Right after the power play, Wilson drives the net, coming in 1-on-2 with some speed on 27-7. As it's number 77, CJ Nenavisa bumps it over to his D partner, Grant Loya. Davis throws it to Wilson. The goal scorer here, Connor. Tries it again. It's off the inside of the blocker. It's still loose. And the ref's going to blow this as dead, as Colt Davis was looking for a rebound. With 6:04 to go in the first period. Another face-off near side, right side of your camera screen or your TV screen or iPad or phone, wherever you're watching. Thanks for tuning in on Pens Elite TV. Fazio now has the puck for PHC. Deflects off the stick plate at 22 as it's thrown far side to 86. Good back check by Connor Wilson as he bumps into 86. 22 now digs. It's under the skates of CJ Nenavisa as he pins his man to the wall. Now comes high in the zone to Fazio. Has to hustle to get to this puck. Loya lifts the stick at 20. And it's in front of the Penguins bench where Easton Borman tries to skid it out of traffic. Davis had Borman streaking ahead, tried to get him the puck, but PHC intercepts that pass. And they have it high in the zone here. Dangerous situation. Penn's able to recover as Ferguson behind the cage. Throws it up off the wall to Colt Davis. Davis tries to clear the zone, but that's number 20. Snapped in on net, deflected into the net. Off the shot. The shot came right in front of the Penguins bench, but it deflects off of a stick blade right in front of Luka Thompson. Not much that 33 could do on that shot. And we have a tie game here. 1-1, just under 5 minutes to play, 4:59 to go. Off the shot came right in front of the Penguins bench, but it deflects. Playback underway in the offensive zone. Ambrose Papuano, nice spin move here. Again, welcome back to the lineup, 37, Ambrose Papuano. Now it's behind the cage, Connor Wilson. He's bumped against the wall. He hits the deck. Roach tries to put it up off the wall. Or a good back check from Nico Stark. Sees Roach trying to work around. 2-on-1's developed here as he dives the net. Puts it up over the shoulder of Thompson. And it's in the back of the net. And it's a 2-1 lead for PHC with 4:05 to play in the first period. That's a 2-on-1 developed for PHC out of nothing there. At center red, it's now bumped to CJ Nenavisa in front of the Penguins bench. Thrown up to Mason Fritchie off of his stick blade now. Back to CJ Nenavisa. Penn's now trailing after 3 goals in the last 2 minutes. As this is a long shot. Reaching for that was 20. Unable to deflect that. Goes wide of the cage now near side. CJ Nenavisa on the half wall. Coalesces with Riker Ferguson. Ferguson throws it beyond the reach of Brady. But Mason Fritchie picks it up. That's picked off by 27 Maurer. PHC walks in off the left pad, sticked away by Luka Thompson. And it's number 93, Riker Ferguson. Calling for this puck is Mason Fritchie. As he's going to bump it, he's got Gaworski going to the net. Long shot off the outside of the cage. 77, Winton picks it up now. Off the stick play to Wilson. Back to Grant Loya as he's harassed by 22. Papuano to Wilson. Wilson tries to come in 1-on-4. It's in the skates of Winton. And it's transitioned out the other way now. As 8 leaves a drop pass for 22. Into the soft spot. Shot deflects wide of the cage, but behind the net now is 22. Man in front. 88 knocked over by Loya as it just squirts just beyond the cage. Now 20 has it behind the cage. 8 far side bumped into by Wilson as Easton Borman tries to chip it around Fazio. 2-on-1 develops there. It's Borman and Davis, trailer and Loya. Easton Borman walks in, snaps it. He shoots and scores. Easton Borman. Delayed as he came in on that 2-on-1. I think the netminder was playing past there. Borman took the real estate on the top of the cage, and he cashes in to make this a 2-2 game. Off the stick blade of number 74, Easton Borman. As he was able to chip it around a defender as he exited the offensive zone. Easton Borman gets the goal, 2-2 the score. The flurry of goals continues here in the first period as it's thrown all the way down the ice behind netminder Thompson to Grant Loya. Loya off his backhand to Papuana. Papuana goes right back to Loya, but he's tied up by 86. Bumped off the wall by Green. Riker Ferguson. Ferguson's just hooked up by Roach. And Roach is going to sit down as Ferguson coming in with the Energizer batteries all charged up for number 93. And he creates a power play opportunity for the Pens Elite. Riker Ferguson's on for this power play draw, flanked by Bingham Green, Nico Stark, backside Fritchie and Welch. 2-2 the score. Stark moves it back to Fritchie. Fritchie over to Welch. Welch goes down low. We're stepping into this is 27. Trying to get it out of the zone, but held up by Bingham Green. Now squirts to Fritchie. Fritchie delays. He creates some space. He's going to work around. Knocked off by Carr, but still has this puck. Fritchie goes behind the cage. It's out to the other side. Goes down low to Stark. Stark behind the net. Bump back to Stark. Stark up the wall, but that's red by 22. He's going to pick that off. Welch puts it in front of the Penguins bench to Riker Ferguson. Ferguson dumps it in deep. Pens are going to change up for their troops on the ice here. 54 to play in the period, 42 on the power play. As Grant Loya now on the power play. Goes to Brady Fritchie. Calling for this puck is Gaworski. Fritchie hangs onto himself, knocked off. Now to Brooks Gaworski. Down low, beyond the reach of Brady Fritchie. Behind the cage is his brother Mason Fritchie. Goes to Brady. Shot off the left pad of Shaw. 24 to go on the power play. As it's off the stick of Wilson, back to center, where Grant Loya controls. 17 now to go on the Pens power play. Mason Fritchie walks in, snaps the snapshot off the equipment of Fazio. Goes far side to Gaworski as he had the netminder napping there. Just goes wide of the cage. Now to Visa. Down to Wilson. Grant Loya walks in. Back to 5-on-5 action. It deflects just wide of the net. 8 to go in the period. As Grant Loya tries to step to this pass, we're at 3. As Roach is going to walk in. And the horn sounds. And that'll be it from period number 1. The score is 2-2. Off of goals from number 8, Connor Wilson. And number 74, Easton Borman. We'll be back with second period action in just a moment. play back underway here. Second period action. 14:57 to go in the second period. Connor Wilson's going to bring it in. He's got Fazio turn the wrong way. Got a trailer too. Connor Wilson gets his second of the game just 10 seconds into the second period. And just like that, the Pens regain the lead off the stick blade of number 8, Connor Wilson. As another 2-on-1 right off the draw. Wilson was coming in, flanked on the left side by Davis. Wilson pulled the trigger, gets the goal. It's a 3-2 game. Wilson back on for the draw right now against 22 Spittle. Spittle wins this back. The right winger, 8, dumps it in deep. Communication between Nenevisa and Loya. Loya will go for this puck. Loya back to Nenevisa behind Thompson. As it's skated out to Easton Borman. Shot off the equipment of Connor Wilson. Wilson, he's got another jailbreak. He's got Borman going with him this time. Wilson snapped it off to the glove. Trailer following on as Davis tries to get a shot through. That's shut down by PHC. Back to neutral, back to center now. It's Grant Loya. As he tried to move it to Nenevisa, so that's picked up by 8 as a shot, and it's in the back of the net to make it a 3-3 game. As the flurry of goals continues, both sides up and down action here. Lots of odd man breaks that are ending up on the score sheet. 3-3 is the score. 14:13 to play in the second period. Pens back in the offensive zone now as it comes far side half wall. Ambrose Papuana pinches down to keep this in play here for the Pens elite. Stark pushes it along further as Bingham Green hounding Fazio as it's thrown all the way down the ice in front of the PHC bench. Ambrose Papuana goes back. He's pressured by 68, Pacelli, as it's reversed back to Welch. On his backhand, tries to move it up to Bingham Green. One-touch pass. It's going to be thrown right back in deep, where Welch has to go back for this puck now, as he's got Carr coming in on him. Welch feathers it up to Stark. Pens have a 3-on-2 right now, as Riker Ferguson sees this knocked off. Good step up by Fazio to separate his man from the puck, as it's thrown right back into the neutral zone by Bingham Green. Tries to chip it around. Winton recovers, but it's off the skates of a Penguin, as it's thrown right back in deep. Diving for this puck, comes all the way across. As the puck took a funny bounce off the wall, went to PHC. They go far side, and it's put back into the net with 13:03 to play. It's a 4-3 game for PHC. As the siblings down in front of the camera viewer trying to get the Let's Go Pens chant going. A lot of time still to play. Pens trailing by 1, 4-3 the score. Gorski up to number 4, Mason Fritchie. He enters in, stops up. High in the zone. Tried to go far side to CJ Nenevisa. Nenevisa pulls the trigger, deflects over to that stick plate of number 8, Connor Wilson. And he's got the HT. And we're not even at the halfway point to make it a 4-4 game. 12:41 to be exact. Connor Wilson put the rebound off of the CJ Nenevisa shot into the cage behind Shaw. And it's a new game all over again. The lead changes back and forth, being traded between PHC and PPE. Brooks Gaworski tucks it behind Nunez now. As Spittle, back checked by Fritchie. Comes all the way through to Brady Fritchie. He hits Connor Wilson. He gets behind Fazio. Connor Wilson walks in, goes with his backhand. He shoots and scores. Connor Wilson gets his 4th of the game, as the quick up to Connor Wilson allowed him to move around Fazio and then around the right pillow of Shaw. And it's a 5-4 game. With 12:16 to go in the second period. As we have a timeout taken by PHC with 12:16 to play. Timeout PHC as both teams will go to their respective benches. Thanks for hanging with us here on Penn's Elite TV. Again, if you're joining us a little bit late, we did have a game time change. We got moved up about 40 minutes earlier than we were supposed to start, but previous game, the 2014 PHC Lehigh Valley game, went later than they were supposed to go, so we bumped back to pretty much our original start time. And that's where we stand at this point, 12:16 on the second period clock. Extended timeout here from the Hollydell Ice Arena. Pens have a 5-4 lead. Score sheet reads Borman with 1, Wilson with 4. As the officials blow the whistle to get the teams back. Back on the ice. Playback underway as Ambrose Papuano tries to put this up to Borman. Rolls off of his stick blade. Retreating now into his own zone is 94. 77. Off the stick blade of Pacelli. Where back for this puck is number 43, Grant Loya. He's knocked off the puck, but following on is Ferguson. Now it's back to Loya. Loya up the wall to number 11, Cole Davis. Davis tries to hit a man exiting the zone. It goes off the skates. Right back to Davis. Davis up to Ferguson. Ferguson works around Witten. Takes it all the way. Strong power move by 93 Riker Ferguson. It's loose in the crease. Ferguson digs for this puck along with Davis. Davis takes a elbow off the right arm of Witten. Good back check from Borman to create separation. Now it's Loya. He's clamped down on by 8. Loya still digging for this puck. Now it's Max Roach on the half wall as he's bodied into by a couple of Penguins. Behind the cage, 93 Riker Ferguson goes off a stick blade. Right back to Riker Ferguson. And an offsides play results. Neutral zone faceoff coming up. 11:09 to play. 5-4 Penn's lead. That's Connor Wilson. He's on with Nico Stark. And Bingham Green, backside Welch and Fritchie. Tying this up in the skates of Wilson. But Stark hops that. Goes far side to Fritchie. Fritchie puts that in on net. Deflects just wide of the cage. Bingham Green picks it up. He snaps it in on net. That's also deflected down. Now it's bouncing puck. Is brought out by 20 as Wilson surfs him to the wall. Good back check there from number 8. Hiding his own Fazio. Puts it behind Thompson where Brady Fritchie steps to this puck. Fritchie reverses it. It's in the skates of Welch now. It comes out the other side. He's going to skate it up to Nico Stark. Stark, one-touch pass attempt for Bingham Green. Tries to chip it around Fazio. It's on the back end of Bingham Green. He dumps it in deep. But that's stopped up by Fazio. Welch now sees this get chipped around him by Carr. Shut down by Brady Fritchie on the other side. Green over to Welch. Welch puts it up off the wall. And it's going to be ruled as a tip where Connor Wilson gets to this puck. And the Pens are able to make a change. Good stick by Loya, but that's bounces beyond his reach. 20 comes in, backhands it just over the bar with 10 minutes even now to play in the second period. Play continues here near side as Nenevison moves it up to Loya. Loya's going to join the rush here. Borman gets a stretch to stay onside. Gaworski, half wall, loses an edge. Loya, in front of the Penguins bench, gives it to Gaworski. Gaworski was trying to get Borman going to the cage. It's now on the stick blade of Easton Borman. Has it. Goes far side to Loya in front of the Penguin bench. Slaps it in. Loya's going to go for a change now. 27 walks out. He's held up by Riker Ferguson. Or Welch is going to try and pinch down. Easton Borman follows on. He's able to keep it in the zone as the Pens are able to change up the troops. Ferguson has his glove hooked off his hand by 27. Play continues. 9:03 to play. As it comes now to the stick blade of Welch. Welch tries to feather it through to Stark. Just ahead of the play, though. It's for a couple Penguins. Neutral zone face-off coming up. 5-4 the score. 8:55 to play. Roach will draw in. Against number 8, Connor Wilson. Wilson wants it back to Welch. Welch is going to snap this in behind Winton. As it comes now high to Ambrose Papuano. Papuano throws it right back down deep. Where Winton and Davis try to get to this puck. Davis tries to throw it back to Wilson. Now it comes high to Welch. Welch gets a stick on it. Welch is going to walk in. He tries to snap it in. He's knocked off by Roach. Held in by Borman momentarily. As the Pens see Borman hop over a stick blade of Roach. He's knocked off the puck by 86 though. Roach tries to finesse around. Well, Welch is going to go back for this puck. As he ties up 86. Wilson on to help out. Long puck battle now. Welch and Wilson tie their men up on the wall. As it's kicked up now the half wall, Max Roach picks this up. This bounces out into the slot, knocked off his stick blade by Davis. PHC goes DD, that's shot in wide of the cage, stick behind the net. Where Papuano is able to tie up his man, comes all the way high in the zone now. 7:33 to play, Easton Borman. He's coming in with Davis. As the Pens look to get this deep. Davis knocked off the puck by 94. Brady Fritchie. He controls behind the cage. He stops up. Comes out the other side. Where Roach tries to pressure him now. Following on is Riker Ferguson. Leaves it for Brady Fritchie. Fritchie pinned to the wall by 27. It leaves the puck for 93 Riker Ferguson. Ferguson half wall. Sees this puck knocked off all the way back to the point man. That's number 9 Brady Fritchie again. As he throws it in deep. Penn's working hard right now on the shift. Nico Stark centers it. It's off the left pad of Shaw as Ferguson's dumped in front of the PHC bench. Stepping to this puck now is number 9, Brady Fritchie. A lot of deflection off of sticks here. On this shift, it goes all the way behind the cage where 27 Maurer picks it up. He's given the puck right back by 94. Stepping this puck again as Brady Fritchie goes under his stick blade though. He's able to recover and right in front of the PHC bench with 6:24 to play. Connor Wilson. He comes in one-on-one again. He's going to try 94. Good stick by 94 to knock it off of Wilson's blade. He's got some trailers now that are calling for this puck. One of them is Brooks Gaworski. Snaps it in on net. Rebound drops down right to the stick blade of Mason Fritchie. Good save by Shaw with 6 minutes left in the second period. Now Connor Wilson picks it up behind the cage as he contests Fazio. Bumps him to the wall. Wilson to Mason Fritchie. One-time shot. Left pad save by Shaw. Good stop. Comes all the way through to CJ Nenavisa trying to get to this puck. Dives to try and keep in the zone. It's going to be a 2-on-1 the other way. As Papuano's back. As a pick play. Gets set up there. Good stick by Connor Wilson. Defensively. As he's on now with Gaworski. Fans on the dumping attempt. 2 PHC players collide. That's a break for the Pens with 5:30 to go now. Mason Fritchie. Half wall. Papuano top of the circle. Goes all the way through to Grant Loy. Walks in, takes the real estate, deflects off the blade of Ferguson, deflects again to Ferguson's stick blade. Off the right-hand blocker of netminder Shaw. As walking this puck, or shooting this puck wide, is PHC. Now it's at the top of the face-off dot. PHC, 6 guys on the ice right now making a change. Players playing the puck. As 20's going to try to surf around. Shot into the slot, doesn't get through. A couple of bodies go down to the ice as it goes behind the cage. Welch has to be on his horse to get to this. Puts it up off the wall. It's in the equipment of Davis. We're picking this up now is Raker Ferguson. Ferguson tries to hit Davis beyond his reach. Nunez throws it right back in deep. Where Grant Loy has to go back for this puck. Reverses it back to Welch now. Welch over to Davis. Beyond his reach. Nunez dumps it right back in. .20, top of the circle. Controls. Goes off the stick blade of Winton. .355 to play. Another puck battle on the wall. It's won by PHC. 20. Tries to peel off of Ferguson. Ferguson gets to this puck. He's going to take the ice to get the line change. I don't know if this does have the juice for icing. It does. So the Pens have a D-zone draw, 3:40 to play. Leading right now 5-4. Max Roach steps in against number 8, Connor Wilson. Wilson plays it to the wall, and then Ice is tied up by 86. 86 throws it behind the cage. Brady Fritchie tries to step to this puck. Does. Gaworski chips it up off the wall. Where Borman tries to beat 94 to this puck, and he harasses him now. As it's behind the PHC cage. Near wall. 94 bumps into Gaworski and is thrown back to center. Goes off the toe of the stick of CJ Nanavisa. Back into the Pens D zone. It's Brady Fritchie. This is this puck stolen by 68. He's going to try Nanavisa. Shot off the right pad. Gloved down quickly by Luka Thompson and not let any rebounds squirt free. Another D zone draw. Coming up next with 3:06 to play in period number 2. Connor Wilson wins this to the wall. But 68 Pacelli hooked up a little bit by Wilson. That's delayed penalty call coming up. Off the hook. So Connor Wilson's going to sit down. Pens are going to have to kill off their first penalty of the game. They've had 2 power play opportunities of their own. Wilson's going to sit down with 2:58 to play. The minute 30 penalties going up on the board here from the Hollydell Ice Arena. Play underway. As now the clock just starts. So PHC gets a couple extra seconds of power play time for the Pens to kill off. As it's shut down by the glove of Luka Thompson. Behind the cage is PHC. 68 Pacelli controls. Centering pass to the stick plate at 86. Shut down by Luka Thompson. No rebound. As the Pens will change up the PK unit. 27 seconds expire off of the run time of Connor Wilson's penalty. 2:41 on the game clock. Draw to be taken by number 4, Mason Fritchie. Steps in against 22. It's 1 to Carr. Carr. See that shot go off the inside of the skate of Ambrose Papuano. Now it's thrown half wall. 20 makes a man miss. That shot off the crossbar comes far side off of Mason Fritchie. Shot now. That's stopped up. There's a lot of traffic in front right now. As 22 comes in with a late shot there. 53 to go. Puck is dropped again, hopping to this. Is 20 shot high over the cage. Gorski tries to get to this puck, tries to get it out. It's held in, but it's picked off by Mason Fritchie. He looks to get it out of the zone and does. As he gets it back, he's coming in 1-on-4, 1-on-5 now. Mason Fritchie is able to get this puck deep, throws it far side where Gorski steps to it. 34 to go on the PK here for the Pens Elite. As 27 being harassed by Brooks Gorski. Gorski peels off. As Carr tries to hit 20 with this, but he has to retreat back into his own zone. 20 now to go on the PHC power play as they try to set things up. Gorski hits it to 20 again. Good play by Mason Fritchie to tie up his man. It's thrown right back into the Pens offensive zone with 8 to go on the power play for PHC as they have one more rush coming as they got 20 up ahead, try to hit 20. But that's stick down back to 5-on-5 action as Borman puts it forward to Welch. Welch is going to skate this forward, tries to float it back to Ferguson, but it's thrown right back into the neutral zone. 2-on-2 now. Spittle, he goes far to 20. He delays. Shot. High and wide. Half wall. Carr. That's off the stick blade of Ambrose Papuana. Throws it behind the cage to Colt Davis. 1 minute to play in the second period. Davis fans on the pass attempt. We're retreating. It's now at the faceoff dot. 20 walks in. Lots of time. It goes up over Luka Thompson and into the cage to make it a 5-5 game with 51.5 to go in the period. So PHC gets the even up goal here late in the period as the Pens successfully killed off the penalty. But PHC gets the 5-on-5 goal with 33 now to go in the second period. Loya pins his man to the wall, but walking off is 68. He's harassed by Nenevisa and number 93, Riker Ferguson. Headman pass for Bingham Green. He's got a man ahead. It tries to hit him. It's Borman. Borman finds his puck, but so does Fazio. As it's a jailbreak the other way for PHC. As Pacelli in front of the PHC bench delays. 6 seconds to go in the period. It's in the skates of Loya, thrown behind the net. And that'll be it for period number 2. Here from the Hollydell Ice Arena. As the Pens were able to get the lead, but the lead changes continue. We have a tie game with 15 minutes on the third period clock. We'll be back with period 3 action in a moment. As the sounds of Aerosmith echo from the confines of the Hollydell Ice Arena as that is now muted, and Connor Wilson wins this back to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie and Stark get on that puck, move it up to Wilson. Wilson and Green have a miscommunication, but it does squirt top of the zone to Brady Fritchie. Wilson, centering pass, tries to get this to Stark. As it's thrown all the way around, where Welch is going to pinch down. He's able to hold it in momentarily as he ties up his man on the wall. Connor Wilson gets to this puck. He's coming in right now, 1-on-2. Knocked off of his stick blade. Nico Stark gets to this on the half wall, throws it down low. Wilson back to Welch. Welch is going to snap this in as it deflects off the stick blade of Nico Stark. Stark goes far side to Brady Fritchie. As 86, as there's a couple of collisions there, as Wilson got run over in the neutral zone by Spittle 22. As they have a conversation, as Spittle will sit down with 14:09 turkey on the table. Offensive zone power play face-off coming up. Mason Fritchie, Riker Ferguson, Brooks Gawarsi, Grant Loya, and Ambrose Papuano on for this draw. Puck is dropped, won by PHC to the wall. Winton tries to put it high up off the glass, held in by Loya. Settles that puck down. So he tries to spin off of Roach. Roach stays with him. It's worked. Over to the half wall to 93, Riker Ferguson. He now takes it low. So he spins off of Winton. Goes high now to Ambrose Papuano. Papuano, half wall to Ferguson. The Pens get set up on the power play. Centering pass shut down by Fazio. Fazio dives. But driving out is Riker Ferguson. Comes out the other side. Moves it behind the cage now to number 4, Mason Fritchie. Pens have 54 to go on the power play. Fritchie tries to go cross ice to Loya. Hits a couple of bodies and a stick. Loya centers it for Ferguson. Backhand shot off the pad of Shaw. Back to center. Deflects off of Ambrose Papuano's stick over to Grant Loya. Loya tries to move it further along. Picked off by 86. Angles his man to the wall. As 86 goes down off the bump of Loya. And things get evened up. As we'll play 4-on-4 for the next 32 before PHC gets a power play of their own. .20 off the draw, fans on it as Wilson picks it up, tries to feather it through all the way to Borman. Where Maurer goes back, harassed by Borman now. As Borman is checked by 27. Scores all the way through to Brady Fritchie. Snaps in the shot off the top of a stick blade. Connor Wilson gets to this puck. Pens have 5-on-4 advantage right now. As Fritchie, he delays, goes high to Borman. Back to 5-on-5 situation. With Loy in the box, sometimes going to tick off this as Borman tries to poke this through. Penn still control. As touching up this puck is PHC, and that'll be it for the PHC power play. As Borman was checked into the wall by 27. So we'll be 4-on-4 for the next 38 seconds. Then the Pens will have a power play. 12:19 to play. It's in the skates of Ferguson trying to dig this out. Riker Ferguson walks off. Shot. Left pad saved by Shaw. Near side. Mason Fritchie goes to his brother Brady. Brady tries to walk down the wall. That pass is shut down by PHC. Nunez behind the cage. Out to the half wall. Pacelli up off the wall in front of the PHC bench. Papuano goes to Brady. Ambrose calls for this puck back. He wants it. He's going to lead the rush now. 2 D-men going to stay on for the Pens, as the Pens have a power play right now. Papuano throws it high, just off the benches. Connor Wilson tries a toe drag move, knocked off of his stick blade, back to center. Brady Fritchie fights through his man. As he walks in low, centering pass. Comes to Mason Fritchie from his knees, shoots it, but it goes wide of the cage. Good play there by 4. As Wilson sees this puck go back to the point man. Throws it all the way through to Gorski. Gorski snaps it in low. He shoots and scores. It's a PPG for PPE. Gaworski on the ice. Snuck that puck in. Just out of the range of the right pad of the netminder Shaw. And the Pens regain the lead once again with 11:08 to play in the third period. Get the power play goal. Brooksy Gaworski, number 45, shoots and scores. 5-on-5 play now as Fazio retreats into his own zone. Off the wall to Roach. Good back check there by Riker Ferguson. He works it right around Roach. Ferguson puts it in the center of the ice as Loya and Welch run into each other. But ahead of the play was number 11, Davis. Offsides face off right in front of the PHC bench. Will be taken by 93, Riker Ferguson. It's one to the wall where 86 dumps it into the Penguins bench off the left arm of Ambrose Papuano. So we'll do it all over again. This time right in front of the Penguins bench. Actually, after a conversation between the officials, they make the right call. It's moved in front of the PHC bench and back into the PHC zone. 77 tries to get it to 8. Beyond his reach. It's thrown off the body of Grant Loy. Welch is going to go back for it. On his backhand, puts it up off the wall to Davis. Davis, a little bit behind Borman, goes off of his stick blade. Back to Winton, 77. As it's thrown 7 to 86. Chipped over Loya's stick. As 86 delays. Tries a centering pass, nobody home. As the Pens had that covered. Easton Borman walks out with Davis. 2-on-2 right now. Back checker in 8. Borman bounces around 27's got to step on him. Power move from Borman. Off the glove of Shaw. But he was hooked up. Slashed by 27 a couple of times. And Borman once again creates a power play for the Penguins. As 27 goes right back to the box. Last time this happened a few moments ago, the Pens cashed in on the PP. Now on the power play, Nenevisa has that knocked off of his stick blade. Nico Stark on his backhand. Tries to get it set up here on the Pens power play. Bingham Green got a trailer. Goes to him. Just fanning on that shot attempt was Connor Wilson. Good pass for Bingham Green. Comes all the way through to Brady Fritchie. Snaps in a slap shot. Doesn't get through on the cage where Nenevisa now controls on the power play. 59 to go on this PP. Nenevisa tries to protect that puck. Comes through to Wilson. Wilson on his backhand feathers this through. That's finding that puck, but it's loose. Nico Stark had it just outside of the crease, ready to tuck in that rebound. Whistle blows. 9:30 on the third period clock. Pens on the power play for the next 52. On the Maurer slashing call. Gaworski, Wilson, Fritchie, Papuano, and Welch on for the remainder of this power play. It's one of the backhand of Welch. He goes low to Connor Wilson. Wilson back up off the wall. It's on Backhand to Welch, comes back into the Penguin zone. As Papuano tries to clear the zone, 22 picks it up. It's a short-handed goal. And it's a 6-6 game, a tie game once again. Pens on the power play right now. 9:08 to play in the third period. Mason Fritchie drives it in on net, covered up by the catching mitt of Shaw. Gorski controls. Centering pass all the way through to Connor Wilson. Connor Wilson gets another one on the power play. So the Pens get the lead right back with 7 seconds to go on the Maurer penalty. .8:45 to play now. 7-6 the score in Philadelphia. Or against Philadelphia, I should say. We're in Jersey right now. And then Avisa controls behind the cage. Loya sees this go to Easton Borman. He's got a head of steam now. Borman to Colt Davis. Davis tries to center that for Ferguson beyond his reach. Dug out by Winton. Beyond the reach of 86. Comes back to Nenavisa. Tries to swing it back to Loya. As this is going to go back deep into the Penguin zone. He'll use the net as a shield. Loya sees this go behind Borman. 77. Sees the shot blocked. Wilson and Borman on a jailbreak right now. Wilson protects the puck. Connor Wilson gets number 6. Connor Wilson turning on the Jets. Gets goal number 6 of the day to make this an 8-6 game. Wilson gets goal number 8 for the Penguins. As Wilson has his stick slashed out of his hands. Welch is going to go back for this puck. He's going to bump it along. Loses an edge. Comes all the way through to Stark. As Bingham Green tries to push this along, it's in his skates. Batted back to neutral. Stark harassing 94. Picked off by Wilson. Wilson's going to make it on the net. It's Green. Bingham Green tucks in the Connor Wilson feed. And it's 9-6. As the Pens are up for goal number 9. Green from Wilson. And it's behind 76 to make it 9-6 with 7:06 to play. As it's Riker Ferguson now on for the draw, as we're only at the halfway point of the third period. Mason Fritchie looking for more. Mason Fritchie snaps his shot, goes off of a body behind the cage. It's Brooks Gaworski. as he looks to move this puck. He's knocked down by Winton, takes an elbow to the back of the dome as well for good measure. Mason Fritchie. He walks out the other side. He reverses down, cycles it to Riker Ferguson. As Grant Loya tries to settle this puck down. He's fresh right now. As it's shot off the equipment of 20. Late in his shift. He's got a trailer, 2-on-1 develops. Good stick by Brady Fritchie to shut that down. As he loses an edge. 22 now controls. He dumps it deep. Pens have some tired bodies on the ice right now. It's 22. He's also been out a long time. Gaworski is able to pick up this puck. Feeds it ahead to Mason Fritchie. Also late in his shift right now. With under 6 to play. 5:54 in the third period. As it's floated back to neutral, Grant Loya retreats back to Ambrose Papaluano, 37. Up off the wall. DeFazio picks this up in front of the PHC bench. He's harassed by Wilson and Papaluano. Now it's 68 Pacelli. He walks in. Good stick on the back check by Wilson. Does get through to 20. He's unable to get a shot off. Papaluano, outlet pass to Wilson. Wilson hits center red. It dumps it in on the cage. Left pad save by Shaw to the near corner. Borman. Good finesse move now. Still has this puck. Top of the circle. Creates some space for himself. Snaps it in. Davis looked for the deflection. Does get through on Shaw. Back to neutral now. Fritchie hops around his man. Davis back into the offensive zone. Tries to hit Borman behind him. As this is going to be an outlet pass for Max Roach. Roach forced to the wall nicely by Fritchie. And stepping to this is Riker Ferguson. Nunez to Roach. Feathers it through to Carr. Tries to get a shot off, forgets one thing, and that is the puck. As Ferguson bodies Roach right to the ice. As Carr, far side, centers it for Roach. Good stick by Papaluano. Comes all the way through to 17 Nunez. Snapped in on net. Right pad save from Thompson. 4:30 to play in the third period. 9-6 the score. Thanks for tuning in on Pens Elite TV. Game number 1 of 2 of the day. But it's Max Roach that now has it. Far side. Tries to feather this beyond the reach of Papaluano. Ferguson has it in his skates, but that's picked out by Roach. Centering pass attempt for Carr. Comes high to Nunez. Snapped in off the shin guard of Brady Fritchie. Riker Ferguson. Out to Davis. Davis is going to send this down the ice for an icing call. D-zone draw coming up with 3:58. Wilson will step in for the draw against 22, Spittle. Comes behind the cage, where Spittle gets to this puck. Bumped into by Wilson. Out to Stark. Stark sees that. Knocked further in the zone. Stark tries to push this forward to Fazio, or beyond Fazio, and that's shut down by Brady Fritchie. 3-on-2. Fritchie is going to go in with Wilson and Stark. Goes wide to Wilson. Backdoor pass attempt goes just in front of the reach of Brady Fritchie. As PHC comes 3-on-2 the other way. Should be an offsides call with a light whistle blow to match the lately faded blue lines. Bingham Green now walks into the offensive zone. He's got Wilson and Stark. Decides to shoot that puck. Comes through to the backhand of Wilson behind the cage. Wilson, centering pass attempt, rolls off the skates of Stark. Now high in the zone to Ambrose Papaluano. Puts that out of danger. Puts it in deep where Bingham Green's run into by 77. 20 walks around Papaluano now. Throws it to Pacelli. He's going to try Nenavisa. Snapped in on the net to get goal number 7 for PHC to make it a 9-7 game with 2:39 to play in the period. Riker Ferguson on for the draw right now with 2:39 to play in the third period. He's up front with Fritchie and Gaworski. As Welch tries to get to this puck with Ferguson. This goes in deep into the Penguin zone. Or Welch is pulled down. Felt the stick and he clamped down. As 86 got it up under the laundry at number 14. Pens back to the power play with 2:26 to play in the third period. It'll be Riker Ferguson on for this draw. Same personnel grouping. 22. Off the backhand of Loya. He dumps it in deep now. Pens have 119 to work with on the PP. Riker Ferguson behind the cage. It's Gaworski that controls. Gaworski, backhand pass for Ferguson. Ferguson tries to go back to Gaworski. One-time pass shut down as 89. Carr retreats into his own zone. That's picked up by Ferguson. Can't find it in the skates. Puts it right back into the stick blade control of Winton. Winton up to 22 Spittle as it's bounced out wide to Carr. Carr shoots it off the leg of Grant Loy. Welch behind the cage controls. On his backhand, feathers it up to Gaworski. One touch pass to Ferguson. Pens back in flight. On the power play with 45 to work with. Ferguson snaps it in on a cage as Winton takes a run at Mason Fritchie and a couple shots as he's down. As both teams will skate to their respective corners here, benches, with 1:37 to play in the third period, 41 on the clock. On the Pens power play, Brady Fritchie. Shot deflects off the stick of Nunez, and it is 17 Nunez that gets to this puck. On the half wall now, it's Borman tries to walk off. Knocked off a his stick play by Roach. He's got some speed now exiting the zone. Good back check by a couple of guys, and one of them is Connor Wilson. And he shuts that down. Brady Fritchie leads the rush. Net's empty. Fritchie tries to put it into that net with 1:10 to play in the game. 11 to go on the power play. 5-on-5 action right now as Colt Davis is going to put it into the net. Colt Davis gets goal number 10. And it is a PPG for PPE. As the Pens get their highest output of goals on the year in this game. Going all the way back to August, I believe. They put up 9 against the Oakland Junior Grizzlies, and they get 10 here against PHC to make it a 10-7 game. As Shaw goes back into the cage, Borman tucks us behind Maurer. Squirts back to center, where Nenavisa controls. Nenavisa tries to put that in space to Welch. Welch sees us in his skates. Or Borman puts it up to Wilson in front of the PHC bench now. Borman tries to go wide. That's knocked down with a high stick. Play continues. It's put behind Welch as he goes back for this. As he's got a trailer in 22. Rolling puck comes to the stick blade of Nenavisa. Now behind the cage to Welch. Comes out the other side. Sees Borman up ahead. Hits Borman with a pass. Goes wide to Colt Davis. 21 to play in the third period. Winton tries to step up on him, and he does. Puts it head to 20. Shot off the glove of Nenavisa with 14 to play in the third period. Nenavisa behind Thompson. Brass by 8. And it's under Borman right now. He's just going to bury this and let time tick, 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 tick away. And that's it. The Pens are going to walk out of here